Welcome to another game of Peasant featuring Mono Green Stompy versus Azorius Metalcraft. I go first and mulligan. I then play Ancient Tomb and cast Court Homunculus. Chris plays Force and casts Seal of Strength. I attack Chris for 2 with the Homunculus and play Plains and then cast Signal Pest. Chris plays Forest and casts Garrick's Companion. I play Darksteel Citadel and pass. Chris casts Rogue Elephant, sacking a forest when it enters the battlefield, and then plays another forest and casts Rancor on his beast. Chris then attacks and I block with Homunculus. Chris sacks the seal and pumps the beast. I take 6 trample damage. I play Azorius Guildgate. Chris plays Treetop Village and casts Seal of Strength. Chris then attacks with his creatures and sacks his seal to pump the elephant, dealing me 11 damage, but then also casts Giant Growth, finishing the game. Next game, I go first and keep while Chris debates, but then decides to also keep an iffy hand. I play Island and cast Preordain, leaving both cards on top. Chris plays Forest and casts Seal of Strength. I play Plains and cast Court, Homunculus, and Bone Splitter. Chris casts Basking Rootwalla. I play Darksteel Citadel and equip the equipment to the Homunculus. I attack. Chris blocks and then sacks the enchantment to pump his Rootwalla, trading creatures. I then cast Court, Homunculus, and Preordain, putting a card to the bottom and then drawing a card. Chris casts another Seal of Strength. I cast another Bone Splitter and then equip the Homunculus with both. I attack Chris for 6. Chris plays Force and then casts Garrick's Companion. I attack Chris for 6 and he blocks with the beast, killing both creatures. I play Azorius Guildgate and cast Court Homunculus, Fragmite, and Vidalcan Surtark, and equip Bone Splitter to the Homunculus. Chris casts Elephant and sacks a forest and then suits it up with Rancor. I tap down Chris's Elephant on my turn, equip Fragmite with the other Bone Splitter, and then attack Chris for 8. Chris casts Wild Dogs. On my turn, I tap down the dogs so that I will gain control of it next turn. I attack with both of my creatures. Chris blocks Homunculus with Rogue Elephant and seals him to keep him alive. Chris takes 4 damage from the unblocked Fragmite. Post-combat, I play Ardent Recruit. I gain control of Chris's Wild Dogs on his upkeep. Chris casts Matenda Lion, but then concedes Game 2, taking us to Game 3. Game 3, Chris goes first and casts Llanowar Elves. I play Azorius Guildgate and cast Memnite. Chris plays Treetop Village and casts Gazban Ogre and Basking Rootwalla. I play Darksteel Citadel and cast Court Homunculus and Bone Splitter, but cannot equip it to anything just yet. Chris casts Rancor on his Ogre and attacks. I block with the Homunculus and take 2 trample damage. Chris casts another Ogre and equips it with Rancor 2. I play Darksteel Citadel and then cast Ardent Recruit and equip Memnite with Bone Splitter. Chris attacks with just Ogre, which I block with Memnite. I take 3 trample damage. Chris casts another Rootwalla and Matenda Lion and then rankers up one of the Rootwallas. I pay 2 mana to cast Thoughtcast. I play Seat of the Synod and cast Preordain, sending 1 to the bottom. I equip Ardent Recruit with Bone Splitter. Chris attacks with his non-elf creatures and I block the lion with my human. Seems backwards. Before damage, Chris pumps both lizards, still sounds dirty, and I take 8 damage. I cast another Recruit and Vidalcan Surtark and equip it with Bone Splitter. Chris casts Seal of Strength and makes his Treetop Village a Trampling Ape. Chris attacks me with his Rootwallas and the Ape. I block 1 creature each, putting my creatures with higher toughness in front of the Tramplers. Chris seals the Rootwalla with Rancor, saving it and dealing me 3 trample damage. I cast Galma's Warden. Chris casts Basking Rootwalla. I cast another Warden and equip it with Bone Splitter. Chris casts Jungle Lion, which cannot intercept. I attack Chris for 6 with my suited up Warden. I then preordain and cast 2 Auriok Sun Chasers and Fragmite. Chris plays Forest and then concedes, winning me the match.